Hi, are you ready for some stories? I know I am, and I have a friend here who loves stories about the theme that we are having this week. Can you come on up and say hi? I have an ant with me today, and one thing that I know ants love are picnics. Is that right? So we're going to have stories about picnics, and it looks like our first story is also going to be about ants. So let's get started. This is 100 Hungry Ants, written by Elinor J. Pinczes and illustrated by Bonnie McCain and published by Houghton Mifflin. Ooh, they're thinking of some yummy things like pineapple and cake and chicken. Good things to have on a picnic. Oh, and so are sandwiches. A whole hill of hungry ants, their faces all aglow, came swarming from the forest to cross the field below. A soft breeze fanned the sunshine and whisked them on their way. It hinted of yummies for their empty tummies. That means a picnic. Hooray! 100 ants were singing and marching in a row. We're going to a picnic with a hey and a hidey-ho. Stop, said the littlest ant. We're moving way too slow. Some food will be long gone unless we hurry. So, with 2 lines of 50, we'll get there soon, I know. All the ants raced here and there, up, down, and to and fro. There'll be lots of yummies for our hungry tummies with a hey and a hidey-ho. 100 ants were singing and marching in 2 rows. We're going to a picnic with a hey and a hidey-ho. Stop, yelled the littlest ant. We're moving way too slow. More of the food will be gone unless we hurry up. So, with 4 lines of 25, we'll get there soon, I know. So all the ants raced here and there, up, down, and to and fro. We hope there's yummies for our rumbling tummies with a hey and a hidey-ho. 100 ants were singing and marching in 4 rows. We're going to a picnic with a hey and a hidey-ho. Stop, screamed the littlest ant. We're moving way too slow. Lots of food will long be gone unless we hurry up. So, with 5 lines of 20, we'll get there soon, I know. So all the ants raced here and there, up, down, and to and fro. There might be a yummy for a gurgling tummy with a hey and a hidey-ho. 100 ants were singing and marching in 5 rows. We're going on a picnic with a hey and a hidey-ho. Stop, shrieked the littlest ant. We're moving way too slow. All the food will long be gone unless we hurry up. So, with 10 lines of 10, we'll get there soon, I know. So all the ants raced here and there, up, down, and to and fro. There better be yummies for our grumbling tummies with a hey and a hidey-ho. 100 ants were singing and marching in 10 rows. At last we're at the picnic with a hey and a hidey-ho. Stop, yelled the littlest ant. We traveled way too slow. There's no food for us to eat. You took so long with the rows. Well, all the ants raced here and there, up, down, and to and fro. There aren't any yummies for our growling tummies. A hey and a hidey-ho. Oh, no! Well, 99 ants were swarming from each and every row in hot pursuit of one little ant who quickly turned to go. It's not all my fault, you know. Or maybe it was. But all they got was an empty plate. And their grumbly tummies are still grumbling. Something I like to have when I'm on a picnic is hot dogs. So let's see if we can cook our 5 hot dogs. Get your pan nice and hot. I've got 5 little hot dogs. They're cooking in the pan. The grease got hot and one went bam. So 4 little hot dogs are cooking in the pan. The grease got hot and one went bam. So 3 little hot dogs are cooking in the pan. The grease got hot and one went bam. 2 little hot dogs are cooking in the pan. The grease got hot and one went bam. So 1 little hot dog is cooking in the pan. The grease got hot and the one went bam. So how many are left? Did you say none? You're right. No little hot dogs are cooking in the pan. The grease got hot and the pan went bam. Well, we're going to go on another picnic. And this one is Porcupines Picnic. It's written by Betsy Rosenthal with illustrations by Guizzi Capizzi. What a nice name. And the subtitle, or the secondary title of it, is Who Eats What? Because you know, not everybody likes to eat the same food. This is published by Millbrook Press. There's Porcupine with his picnic basket. After searching high and low, Porcupine found the perfect spot for a picnic. He began to munch on some clover. "May I join you?" asked Koala. "Sure," said Porcupine. "Would you care for some clover?" "Oh, no, thank you," Koala said, and sat by Porcupine. Koala nibbled eucalyptus leaves instead. "May I join you?" asked Squirrel. "Of course," said Porcupine. "Have some clover." Squirrel scampered down. "Oh, no thanks. I'll stick with acorns." "May I join you?" asked Giraffe, and helped himself to some tree leaves and buds. "May I join you?" asked Chicken. "Oh, absolutely," said Porcupine. "Would you like some clover?" "No, thanks," said Chicken, as she scratched the ground for some seeds. "May I join you?" asked Goat. "Oh, please do," said Porcupine. "Try some clover, won't you?" "Clover's tasty, but I'd rather munch on alfalfa," bleated Goat. "May I join you?" Reindeer asked, and began foraging for some wild mushrooms. "May I join you?" asked Elephant. "You may, but what will you eat?" asked Porcupine. Elephant stripped off pieces of tree bark to chew. "May I join you?" asked Giant Panda. "Okay, but what will you eat?" asked Porcupine. "I'll gnaw on these bamboo shoots," Giant Panda said. Zebra trotted over and grazed on the grass. "May I join you?" barked Baboon as she swung down from a tree and started to peel a banana. "May I join you?" asked Tortoise. "Oh, please do," said Porcupine. "Would you like some clover?" "Oh, thanks. I'll add it to my salad of dead leaves and weeds," said Tortoise. Butterfly flitted from flower to flower, drinking nectar. I don't even know if you can see Butterfly, very small. "May I join you?" asked Raccoon. "All right, but what will you eat?" asked Porcupine. "Oh, I'll dig up some grubs," said Raccoon. "May I join you?" asked Ostrich. "Okay, but what will you eat?" asked Porcupine. "Oh, I'm not picky," said Ostrich as she gulped down some leaves, a lizard, and some pebbles. Bear shuffled over and gorged himself on blueberries. "May I join you?" asked Kookaburra. "Well, yes, but what will you eat?" asked Porcupine. "Spiders will do," laughed Kookaburra as she dove down for her prey. There's one right there. Bald Eagle flew to the picnic carrying a fish in his talons. "May I join you?" asked Toad. He's very small. "Here, try some clover," said Porcupine. "No, thanks," croaked Toad as he hopped around snapping at flies. "May I join you?" asked Anteater. "Certainly," said Porcupine. "I think I know what you eat." "May I join you?" asked Weasel. Well, sure, but what will you eat? Asked Porcupine. Mice are nice, Weasel said. Uh-oh, that mouse better watch out. May I join your picnic? Asked Tiger. I guess so, said Porcupine, but what will you eat? Do you know? All of you, roared Tiger. And that was the end of Porcupine's picnic. Now, those animals would never be all together because they live all over the world and they eat all different kinds of things. In fact, there are 3 different kinds of animals. There are the ones who eat plants alone, and those are called, let me just think, I knew it, herbivores. So let's see, there's porcupine and koala and giraffe and goat and reindeer and elephant and zebra and tortoise and butterfly. They just eat plants. And then there are the carnivores that eat other animals, like tiger's a carnivore, and bald eagle's a carnivore, and weasel and kookaburra. And you know who else is a carnivore? Sometimes we are, but we're also an herbivore. And when you're both of those, that you eat meat and you do eat plants, you're actually called an omnivore. These are animals that eat both plants and other animals. Giant pandas are the pickiest because they really just like bamboo. But in this book we had squirrel and chicken, giant panda, baboon, raccoon, ostrich, and black bear. Those were the omnivores. And so was the person reading the story, me. All right, shall we do another finger play? Which one would you like to do? Maybe we should shake our sillies because you've been sitting for a little bit. Okay, set? Can you shake, shake, shake your sillies out? Shake, shake, shake your sillies out. Shake, shake, shake your sillies out and wiggle your waggles away. And can you clap, clap, clap your crazies out? Clap, clap, clap your crazies out. Clap, clap, clap your crazies out and wiggle your waggles away. Can you stretch, stretch, stretch your stretchies out? Stretch, stretch, stretch your stretchies out. Stretch, stretch, stretch your stretchies out and wiggle your waggles away. Now, can you stand up? Because the next one is jumping. I'm not going to jump, but you can. Can you jump, jump, jump your jiggles out? Jump, jump, jump your jiggles out. Jump, jump, jump your jiggles out and wiggle your waggles away. Can you yawn? Yawn your sleepies out, yawn. Yawn your sleepies out, yawn. Yawn your sleepies out and wiggle your waggles away. Can you shake, shake, shake your sillies out? Shake, shake, shake your sillies out. Shake, shake, shake your sillies out and wiggle your waggles away. Well, let's go on a picnic with a pig this time. And oh, the silly things that happened to him on his way to his picnic. This is a story by Keiko Kasza. Does the pictures as well. It's published by G.P. Putnam's and Sons. We've had a number of stories by this author and illustrator. Well, it was a perfect day for a picnic. Mr. Pig tried to look his best. He was going to ask Miss Pig to go on a picnic with him. Isn't he looking dapper with his bow tie? He had to make sure he had the right one. There's a bunch of them down on the floor. Gee, I hope she says yes, thought Mr. Pig. But he was worried, so he took a flower to impress her. Now, on the way to Miss Pig's house, he met his friend Fox. And when the fox heard about the picnic, he said, "Let me give you some advice, Mr. Pig. Borrow my beautiful tail." There, You see how foxy you look now? Miss Pig will like that, said the fox, and Mr. Pig was pleased. Then he met his friend the lion, and when the lion heard about the picnic, he said, "Let me give you some advice, Mr. Pig. Borrow my beautiful hair." There, you see how courageous you look? Miss Pig will like that, said the lion, and Mr. Pig was pleased. Then he met his friend Zebra, and when the zebra heard about the picnic, he said, "Let me give you some advice, Mr. Pig. Borrow my beautiful stripes." There, you see how handsome you look? Miss Pig will like that, said the zebra. And Mr. Pig was pleased. He had never felt so handsome. He finally arrived at Miss Pig's house and knocked on the door. "Will you please go on a picnic with me?" he asked. Miss Pig was shocked. "Oh no," she said. "Who is this monster? If you don't go away, I'll call Mr. Pig and he'll take care of you." She didn't recognize him, did she? No. Well, Mr. Pig ran back the way he came. He returned the tail to the fox, the hair to the lion, and the stripes to the zebra. And then he hurried back to Miss Pig's house once more, and he knocked on the door. "Will you go on a picnic with me?" he asked again. "Oh, Mr. Pig," she cried, "I'm so glad to see you. Why, just now there was an ugly monster right here in this yard. I'd love to go on a picnic with you, Mr. Pig." And all the way to the picnic, Miss Pig talked about the monster who had visited her house. Her handsome friend, Mr. Pig, listened sympathetically. It was a perfect day for a picnic. So I think Mr. Pig found out that it's best to just be yourself. Whether you're asking a friend to go on a picnic or just about anything else. Well, I've got 5 little piggies who are jumping on the bed. One fell off and he bumped his head. So his mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, "No more piggies jumping on the bed." So 4 little piggies were jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. So mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, "No more piggies jumping on the bed." So 3 little piggies were jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. So mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, "No more piggies jumping on the bed." So 2 little piggies were jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. So mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, "No more piggies jumping on the bed." Are there any more pigs? I can't remember, but I know I have another story. So let's just go to another story, because we know even if there is one more piggy, he shouldn't be jumping on the bed. He should be having a perfect picnic. This is a story by Ciara Flood. She also draws the pictures. And it's published by Little Bee Books. And you can see it's a story about, well, it looks like maybe a mole and a squirrel. Squirrel and mole were the best of friends. Let's see, one of them lives over here, and one of them lives over here. They did everything together. They danced together. They baked together. They went on bike rides together, and they especially liked to paint pictures together. Now one day, Squirrel and Mole decided to have a picnic. Squirrel wanted it to be the most perfect picnic ever. "No butter on the sandwiches," said Squirrel. "Oh, right you are," said Mole, even though he loved butter on his sandwiches. And after much preparing, everything was ready to go into the picnic bag. Looks like there's apples and crackers, a whole stack of sandwiches, cake, a thermos of something to drink with some cups, a rug to sit on, some spoons and fork. And as soon as it was all in the backpack, off they went. "Don't worry, Mole," said Squirrel. "I'm going to find us the perfect place for our picnic." "Right you are," said Mole. Now, I don't know if you can see that, but there's a branch, a thorny branch that's sticking out of that bush. And as Mole goes by, that branch cuts his backpack and it goes rip. That's going to make a difference. "This is a very pretty meadow," said Mole. "Yes, but it's not perfect," said Squirrel. "We need more shade." "Oh, right you are," said Mole. Do you see what I see? Something fell out. "This field has shade," says Mole. "Yes, but there's too much of it," said Squirrel. "Right you are," said Mole. What fell out this time? The cake. "Well, how about here?" asked Mole. "Oh, it's far too busy," said Squirrel. "Right you are." There's something under the bench. Do you recognize what that was? The crackers. "Well, there's nobody else up here," said Mole. "Oh, yes, but it's much too windy," said Squirrel. "Right you are," sighed Mole. And the two friends went to a lot of places. What's falling out now? The dishes. Let's see, they went to a river. Too wet. They went to a cave. Too dark. They went to the beach. Too sandy. Until finally, Squirrel stopped. "I found it, Mole," she said. "The perfect place to have our picnic." "But Squirrel, we were already here," groaned Mole. Well, just then, Mole noticed something else. "Uh-oh," he said. He's just discovered that everything has fallen out of his backpack. Do they have anything left for their picnic? "No," wailed Squirrel. "Oh, this is the worst picnic ever," said a small voice. I believe this is your cake," said Mouse. "And these are your apples," said Otter. "I found your rug," said Bat. "I have your sandwiches," said Seagull. "And we have your crackers," said the pigeons. "Here are your plates," said the goat. "Is anyone looking for a nice cup of tea?" That was Hare that asked that. But you know, the apples were bruised, the cake was squished, the plates were chipped, the forks and spoons were bent, the rug was dusty, the sandwiches were sandy, the tea was cold, and the crackers were very much eaten. "Don't worry, Squirrel," said Mole. "We can fix this." So it looks like they've reheated the tea and polished the apples, and Goat kicked the dust out of the rug. And you know, it was not the perfect picnic that Squirrel had planned, but it was a lot of fun. "I'm already looking forward to our next picnic," said Squirrel. "Me too," said Mole. "But next time, let's have butter on the sandwiches." "Right you are, Mole," said Squirrel. Right you are. I don't know if there's any more. And it looks like the next time they all brought something that they liked. All different kinds of sandwiches. Even a carrot sandwich. Can you guess who brought that? They're all labeled so you can find out. Well, can you wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes? Can you wiggle your shoulders and out your nose? Can you wiggle your elbows and slap your knees and stretch your arms? And then get ready, please, because it's time for, well, not the flannel board today, because I'm actually going to have our story on a magnet board. So let me get it up. It's already set up. And, well, do you recognize what's on the board? Ants. Can you help me count them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you know what they're going to find? What have our stories all had in them? Picnics, right. 5 hungry ants were marching in a line. They found a picnic where they could dine. They marched by a salad. They marched by a cake. They marched into the pepper. Oh, what a big mistake. Ah, 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 chew. Oh, I better put one back there. So let's take those off. And do you think you can sing it with me this time? Because we're going to count down. 4 hungry ants were marching in a line. They found a picnic where they could dine. They marched right by the salad. They marched right by the cake. They marched right by the pepper. Oh, what a big mistake. Ha, 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 chew. So how many do we have now? 3 hungry ants marching in a line. They found a picnic where they could dine. They marched right by the salad. They marched right by the cake. They marched right by the pepper. Oh, what a big mistake. Ha, 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 chew. Well, now they're 2 hungry ants marching in a line. They found a picnic where they could dine. They marched right by the salad. They marched right by the cake. They marched right by the pepper. Oh, what a big mistake. Ah, 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 chew. How many are left? Just that one. 1 hungry ant was marching in a line. She found a picnic where she could dine. She marched right by the salad. She marched right by the cake. She marched right by the pepper. Oh, what a big mistake. Ah, ah, ah. Can you say it? Chew! Well, those are our picnic stories for today. We hope you'll join us again for another story time online. And the nice thing about this is you can watch it anytime you want. So thank you for joining us, and we'll see you again.